Holy crap. There goes the lab. Oh my goodness. What am I going to do about the guides? Where am I going to do it? Oh, duh. The mists. That's why I'm going to do it. Because in this Sprocket Formula video guide, we're covering, guess what? Explosives. Welcome to another Sprocket Formula video guide. Today it's all about the bomb kit, the mine, and the grenade kit. These utility skills are very important to the engineer as they cover some much needed holes that the weapon skills don't cover. Now before we go into each individual thing, let's cover a little bit of basics as to exactly what the bomb kit and grenade kit are. They're what's called device kits. Now if you've ever run into a shovel or a rock and picked it up in game or seen someone do so and that item ends up replacing the first 5 abilities in the action bar, that's exactly what these utility skills do. They act like a picked up weapon. However, when you get rid of them and drop them, they do not become usable by other players in any way and simply start the cooldown in the utility slot. These utility skills will give you a tool belt just like everything else that kind of sums up what the kit is about. Now, what if I told you that the engineer has a melee weapon? Yes, I'm not lying to you. The engineer does, in a way, have a melee weapon. What it is the bomb kit. The bomb kit does effectively about the same damage as a melee class does with their standard ability. If you go and look at a warrior or a guardian and you look at their first number 1 ability, you will find that they do about 600 something damage to about 1000 on their normal attack. Now how does this relate to the engineer? Well, the normal attack for the bomb kit does 750 or so damage. And the range is just a little bit bigger than a melee weapon from those classes. This basically makes the bomb kit a melee weapon. Now the real difference is what the abilities actually do compared to a melee weapon. There are only 2 actually really good damaging abilities. Those would be the number 1, which is the bomb, which does that 750 damage previously mentioned. And then also you got the flame bomb, which is the number 2. The flame bomb doesn't do that much actual damage at start, but of course, like anything flame, it's all about the condition damage and does a nice whopping 1000. Now the other 3 are largely condition causing. The concussion bomb, although it does a small amount of damage, is all about confusing your nearby enemies. Its range is pretty decent, and that's all it really does. The smoke bomb is similar to the concussion bomb, but does absolutely no damage, and as you would expect, causes blinding. The glue bomb, if you've played the engineer with the dual pistols or seen it, is exactly like the glue shot from dual pistols. What it does is it causes immobilization and crippling and has a very large area, but not the greatest timing effect, only about 1 or 2 seconds. Now, when using the bomb kit, you're not going to basically stand there like you normally would with any other melee class. You're not a truck, you don't have the heavy armor, so you're going to stay on the move. What I like to do with the bomb kit, and this is what probably most people find themselves doing, is running around like a chicken with your head cut off. Now this may sound kind of stupid and funny, but basically what you can do is you can run around in a circle carpet bombing. Basically just dropping bombs and the enemy will be following you. Now there's no guarantee this works that well in PvP, but it certainly works pretty well in PvE if you run into a tough boss. Literally, just run around in a circle dropping bombs. It's exceedingly powerful, and if you really need to get away if they get close, just dodge. So the bomb kit really fits into that hole of having a very close range weapon that the engineer, if you think about it, with the exception of the bomb kit and flamethrower, doesn't really have. Now the tool belt ability of the bomb kit is called Big O Bomb. Basically what it does is you literally lay down a bomb bigger than an Asura, a nice big barrel that will do a massive amount of damage, more so than the normal number 1 ability from the bomb kit, and will also do a very sizable pushback. It's quite handy and has a decently low cooldown. Now moving on to the mine kit. The mine kit is personally one of my favorites. Oh, there I go again, calling it the mine kit. Sorry, it's not an actual kit. It used to be a mine kit in the sense that it did the exact same thing the bomb kit did, replacing the first 5 abilities. But since then they've changed it, because having 5 mines was kind of stupid that all did the same thing. So what they ended up doing was changing it to where you threw out a mine that pushed back your enemies and got rid of conditions. Now there's a couple things to note about the mine. One, the circle that you'll see around it when you place it, the blast radius is actually bigger than that. That circle is simply where the enemy needs to be in order to activate it. You can actually blow it up prematurely after you've placed it and still get the blast and damage effect that you want from it normally blowing up. The range as far as placing them is farther than you probably think, so don't be afraid to toss it all over the place. And also, placing it when you're trying to run away is absolutely great. The tool belt ability for the mine is actually exactly what a certain trait does in the explosives line, and that is to dump a lot of mines around you randomly. It dumps about 5 or 6 mines, if I recall, all around you, and these mines can be activated to all blow up at once, or they simply blow up while the enemy runs over them. Now the same principle applies from the mine that you can throw to these mines in the sense of its explosion radius. So feel free to blow them all up at once. But keep in mind that these mines that you throw from your tool belt, the pattern that you place them when you use the ability is very random. I mean, it's not so random that the mines will go super far away, but it's within a decent distance around you. And at times they can be really clustered, but other times they can be quite spread out. So you kind of have to play with that randomness and hope for something you really want. These mines, however, do not do any pushback or anything like that. The area that the mine really fills in for the engineer is having pushback abilities and anti-condition. With the exception of this, there's not much that the engineer has in the form of removing conditions and also having pushback. The only things that there really is in the flamethrower, the big O bomb, and the shield. That's really it. Now, the grenade kit is a whole nother story compared to the bomb kit and the mine. It is your long-range weapon. I know that sounds really weird and you'd think the rifle would be it, but it's not. The grenade kit has a normal range of 1200. That's actually longer than your rifle. And with a certain trait that you can get at the 3rd tier of explosives, you can actually increase that 25%, making it a super long range of 1500. Now, there is no other class out there that has 5 abilities that can go at 1500. Yes, there is the ranger that can go at 1500 for their long shot on the longbow when they put that trait in there, but at the same time they don't have all 5 abilities. The engineer is the only one who can do this. Every single grenade you throw of the 5 all goes at 1500. It's a massively wonderful range. Should really try it and give it a go. And that same ability adds an extra grenade to when you throw it. So you're not throwing the normal 2 grenades, you're throwing 3. Now what are the abilities for the grenade kit? The grenade kit has, just like the bomb kit, a normal grenade that just simply does damage. They also have the shrapnel grenade, and this throws grenades that cause bleeding and also do a decent amount of damage. And then you have the flash grenade. This does absolutely no damage and causes blinding. And then the freeze grenade causes a decent amount of damage and slows down your enemy. Now the freeze grenade ability is personally one of my favorites. What it does is it's your basically getaway weapon. When you're using the grenade kit, you're going to be using it to get away. And then you have the poison grenade. The poison grenade doesn't really do any damage at the get-go, but it does a decent amount of damage after that and continues to poison for a while. Now, one thing critical to note about throwing grenades in these especially these special grenades, when you pick on what grenade you're about to throw and you pick the area on the ground, that is where 1 grenade will go. Not all 3 or 2 grenades will go there. Those other 2 or just 1 grenade will go kind of in a random area to the left, right, up, down, wherever around it. Ultimately though, their radiuses will always, or their areas of effect will always overlap. You'll end up seeing this in the video some, if not already. So it's important to know that you don't necessarily have to aim smack dab right on the target. You can kind of miss, and maybe you'll get a bit lucky to where that extra grenade will also get in that extra area. And that's what also makes the grenade kit so much better for group effects, because of the fact that you get more area than you bargained for with that 2nd grenade or 3rd grenade hitting in that area. The grenade kit tool belt ability adds even more AoE to it. What it does is it basically acts like any other AoE where you select the ground and you throw a plethora of grenades. I've lost count, probably around 10 grenades in total, and those all explode. Sadly, the previously mentioned ability about adding extra grenades doesn't affect this in any way. All 3 of these explosives can be upgraded in the, of course, explosives traits. There's multiple ones that can be done, such as explosive causing vulnerability, bleeds, all sorts of stuff. Just plain general damage increases, greater range of the bomb kit and such. So take a look at it, and there is definitely my favorite ability, which is the very first trait in the explosive line at 5 points that causes you to drop a bomb every single time you dodge. I cannot stress, get this, get this, get this, get this, get this. This ability is amazing and really fits in with the bomb kit. It allows it, because what you can end up doing is tossing a bomb and then immediately dodging, so you have 2 bombs that will go off lickety split and damage your enemy a whole bunch. Now, to show off exactly how well you can use these, I went and decided to take on Spawnier in the PvP area. Now, to my surprise, after doing this the first time, I took him out pretty easily just using these 3 utility skills. I did not use my normal weapons in any way. I'm sorry that the video is kind of weird in the sense that I go into the tree and stuff, but you get the idea that generally, with proper amount of running around and such, that the grenade kit, the mine, and the bomb kit can be quite successful, especially when teamed up, and you'd be surprised at how effective it can be. So have fun with these and try them out. They certainly fit into some areas that the engineer misses on, and you should generally always try to carry one of the 3 of them with you in your utility slots, especially the mine kit for beginners. Now, before I close, I just want to say a few things. Since I've already said just about everything I can say about these 3 kits, I just want to do a shout out to the Geekosaurus. I had no idea that this was his surprise that he said he was going to do, sending a bunch of people our way. It truly is awesome that he did it. I thank you, sir. Tip of the hat. And we here at the Sprocket Formula are trying to bring you the best guides that you can get to let you know how to be the best engineers you can be. Don't forget to subscribe and like and share with your friends. Thank you for watching. This has been Dagnis from the Sprocket Formula. Don't forget to pick up your turrets.